Welcome to a ProTech product review and demo. We are going to be doing a few different things over the coming weeks. Quick demonstrations on how to use products, a review of them, how good they are, and that sort of thing, with the final outcome being which ones we think were the best, which ones we use. We do use a lot of these across the board on customer requests for our commissions, but a lot of the time we tend to advise our customers which ones to go for, so we thought we'd do it on a bit of a larger scale. This week we are starting with Astrogranite and Astrogranite Debris, both from GW, both great basing materials. We've got 5 pre-done, dried, ready to do stuff with, and 2 quickly to show you. So the difference between the two is, if you can see from the top one, which is the more like debris orientated one, it is very blotchy compared to the one down here, which is just the Astrogranite, which you can get a lot smoother and a lot easier. This tends to go on blotchy, which it's designed to, and clumpy, so you get lumps and bumps. And then this is a lot smoother because it is just the Astrogranite. So a quick over to the pot, and I'll just move these ones up for now, and we'll concentrate on the Astrogranite. So using one of the GW spatulas, it's as simple as grab it out of the pot. I like to put a bit of it in the lid in case I don't need it all, and take a base. I have primed these because most bases when we go to do this will be primed from priming the miniature anyway, so this is basically you just splodge it on and you do it as rough or as smooth as you want it. Obviously, as you can see, this seems to be going on a lot splodgier, and if splodgier is a good way to describe it, but it shows that it's going to clump together and not what feels like separate on the base like the debris does. And just take it right to the edge. Yeah, spread it out a bit. And then, obviously it doesn't look as random as possible, you just splodge it about with a spatula, and there you have it. So that's it applied to a base. I tend to do it last thing on the night and leave it overnight. It'll then dry itself up and get to these points. Now, even though they're all the same, what you do now can make them look totally different. So some of the basic ones, if we take one of them, let's have a look. Terminitis Stone dry brush. A quick splodge of that. So usual dry brush. Rub off as much as you can, and then a quick check, that's fine, and then just lightly a light coating, and you pick up some of the raised bits. Gives the effect of shadowing, and just in comparison to it with being flat grey, you get a bit of texture, raised texture to it. So that's the basic one. The other one that I thought about would be a little bit of Agrax. Again, the Agrax is going to give it a bit of a mucky grey colour. Give it a bit of a coat like that. So, as with all the GW products, there's loads of different washes and shades that you can use. Different ones are going to give different effects. I think we did a while ago, we did one with, we did a video using some brown basing material, and we eventually got it so there was about 7 or 8 different colours. So that's it. Now I'm going to cheat while we're on the video. I'm going to reach under the desk and quickly dry it with a hairdryer, just to make it, just so it's quicker for while we're doing it on TV. So we get the looks of that. It's slightly muckier than the other one. It's darkened it up a lot. It looks more weathered than like fresh granite or whatever. Doing the same to the Astrogranite, the debris version. Again, we'll go with the Terminatus stone just to give it a highlight, but this is going to pick it up a lot more because it's a lot rougher. I know you can't see it to start with in these, but it is a lot more. You can see it picks up. So in comparison, it's got a lot more raised edges. So what I would do is go with the Terminatus stone for the first one to give it its basic highlight, and then Longbeard Grey. And again, but just on the tips. So it gives it a lot more definition. Let's see if I can show you both of these together. So as you can see, the top one's quite lumpy where the bottom one's quite smooth in comparison. Again, you can do, well, in one of our past videos we used Hellion Green with some black, and that has a really nice glow effect to it. I've not tried it on the grey, so let's have a go. So yeah, that gives it very alienish like granite-y gravel. It does look very alien based. That'd look great for Tyranids. A bit thicker on the top, yeah, that'd look amazing on Tyranid bases. But again, I don't know if you can pick it up better on the pick it up there. There you go. The green looks a lot more alien. So now that the brown's dried, I'll wipe the green off. A quick splodge with the Terminatus. So this was the one we've just done with the Agrax. There we go. Again, a totally different effect. These are all things that you can play around with. Add a wash, change the wash. Different types of dry brush across the board. It's all just experimenting. Once you find one and you like it for your army, just keep doing it. It's easy to replicate. The good thing about buying it in a tub like this, if you buy it this week in a tub like this, in 6 months time it should be exactly the same effect and exactly the same colour without much worry. The other one, if I do right, a bit more of a frosty one, so we'll go for the white dry and a bigger brush. So go for the big brush. So we'll go with one of these. So trying to go in one direction as if it's been windswept. And then it looks like it's had a coating of frost or snow. Quickly clean that. And then we use, again, another texture paint from GW, and we'll do this in a separate one with a few different ways of using it, but just on these bases it is great. So just a small amount. Put it down on my palette. Yes, my palette's my edge of my desk. So what we're going to try for is to blend some in. If you smush it in a bit, when it dries, some of it dries opaque so you can see the gravel or whatever underneath, and it just gives it a bit more realism that there's people trod across it, it's starting to melt and that sort of thing. If you want to do fresh driven or fresh snow with no effect of people walking through, just put it on a bit thicker like that. And then what happens when that dries, that actually it settles down a bit on the actual base, and you get a bit more it goes a bit more clear. So this should go quite see-through-ish, but that for a Space Wolves base, again, trying to get it. Just a bit of snow, and it's quick. It takes 5 minutes to do. With the addition of some grass tufts, these are going to be another review that we do. These are Gamers Grass tufts. They're amazing. Save so much time. This is what we get in the end. So you've got a couple of little splodges of snow, one of the tufts. This hasn't had the ice done, the white ice done to it. It was just snow straight down. So again, you can have differences in snow ones. And then we have just two basic ones with two different coloured tufts on to give them, again, a different feel. These were more of the debris version, where you can see now it's actually dried and settled. We've given it a light dry brush and then a couple of tufts over the top. And these are Legion bases. So when you've got it all together on a base, you end up with this. You know, Legion Snowtrooper going across the flats with quite easy because they can go across snow, but it just sets the squad off nicely. And again, it's easy to do. It's good stuff. The only downside of it is at the moment they come in a milliliter, a 0.8 fluid ounce 24 milliliter tub, and the tubs retail at around recommended retail around about £4.50. You can pick them up from certain stores doing the usual 10% discount and stuff like that, but for the size of it is, in comparison to some of our later ones, you'll see later on, they can be quite expensive. They are good, they are consistent, but again, you pay for the quality. So hope that helps a few people. If anyone wants to see a certain colour next or a type next, give us a shout and we'll get them on the table. Thanks and see you next time.